Hello everyone, very good evening to all of you. In Vision 101 Conclave, this is day 2 and we are very happy that you all have joined yesterday's study sessions, and not only joined, you have asked the questions, you appreciated our speakers. So from all of us at IDEA, Inclusive Divyangjan Entrepreneur Association, we are very much happy to come in front of you today as well. So this is the second day and we are having the first session today itself, and we are having a very special guest today with us. We are having Mr. Sunil Abbas. But before that, let me start with introducing IDEA, Inclusive Divyangjan Entrepreneur Association. That's IDEA, has been started in uh, 2019, March 2019, as a platform to work on livelihood opportunities for persons with disabilities and enterprises that work with PwDs. IDEA will focus on creating entrepreneurship and employment for persons with disabilities. The promoting organizations are working with person with disabilities and are led by person with disabilities itself. It is the IDEA's mission to enhance employment opportunities, economic and personal well-being, and independence in order to make them self-sustained and contributing members of our society. So the goal of IDEA is to create 5,000 Divyangjan entrepreneurs and employment for 1 lakh person with disability, Divyangjans, in the next 5 years. So, and here today we have a very special guest, Mr. Sunil Abbas. Mr. Sunil Abbas, so his journey is not only inspiring, but has a lot of motivation as well as a lot of opportunities and a guiding, a guidance for us that how we can become more inclusive and how we can become more sensitive human towards uh, a category that is in disability, deaf blindness. He is part of the Society for the Development for the Employment of the Deaf Blind, that's SEDB, Society for the Empowerment of the Deaf Blind. He has joined as board member and advisor. And now I will, so we will know about more about his journey from himself. So, Mr. Sunil Abbas, we from our community as well as from our viewers at Facebook Live, we welcome you all. Most welcome, sir. And also, everyone, we have Rajesh with us, who is an interpreter, and he will interpret my questions to Sunil Abbas, sir. Also, you can ask questions to Sunil, sir, as well during the live sessions. So, Sunil sir, I would like to start with your journey first. Tell us about your journey from your childhood to here, how you take this inspiring journey ahead.
This is Sunil speaking. Hi, my name is Sunil Abbas. This is my sign name. So I was born in Trivandrum. This is a sign for Trivandrum in Kerala. And then I moved to Dubai. So I stayed with my parents, and I think on 1980 I was born. So in 84 we moved back here to Chennai because we had a good school here for me to study. So I joined LFC in Chennai. So I'm a deaf person with low vision, so I cannot really see much. So while growing up, I learned literacy from LFC. So there was a principal, Sister Rita. She believed strongly in vocal education, so she asked me to learn to lip read and learn to talk. But it's very difficult for me because I can't see also. So it was very hard for me to picking up, to pronounce sounds and also to develop a good language. Okay, then after that I moved to Bangalore uh, during my 5th standard in school. So till uh, 6th standard I finished in Bangalore, and then again I moved back to Chennai in St. Louis School in Adyar, Chennai. St. Louis School for deaf and blind students. It's a very good experience, learning there along with deaf people. They were blind students. That's my first time meeting with them. So I'm a low vision person. I can't see good at nights. So here there was students who are deaf, who are blind, staying in the same hostel. They has to talk. They have to talk, and they figured out a way to communicate. Right, like so when I saw that, that introduced me a new way of communicating with people. So every night we started writing on my back, and and palm writing, and we started recognizing people with touch. Like I used to touch people's face and recognize and find who it is. So that was the game we played during my school. So so as years progressed, I started losing my vision further, but learning that kind of skills from there really helped me. So we enjoyed studying there, and after my school I moved to Dubai again. So if you see my life, I used to travel to Dubai a lot of times because my father worked in Dubai. And in 2000, after finish my 12th standard in St. Louis, I wanted to go abroad and continue my college. So I've applied for an university in US, but I could not clear because there was no you know so it was very difficult for me to appear in that exam and finish the exam within 1 hour. So I could not clear that exam. And then I started learning about tourism and travel and tourism. It was a short course. So and there I met my wife, and we fell in love. We got married in 3 months. So again we went to Dubai. We stayed there for some time. So we were looking at job opportunities. I know repairing works, hardware repairs, but we could not find a job in Dubai, and also we could not get a working visa because I was a deaf and blind person. So I tried my best, and then finally I gave up. So my father retired in 2004, and he came back and settled down in Trivandrum. I don't want to be with my father. I moved here in Chennai. Me and wife stay here. So I was again searching for job in Chennai, and I got a job with my friend. So I started working on fixing laptops and other electronics. So I used to travel by bus. So 2005, progressively started losing my vision more. So working was very difficult, especially traveling, right? Like coming at the night. So in 2010, I worked from 2004 to 2010, and then 2010 I quit my job. There was opportunities. There was companies reaching out to me where I can work from home. So I started doing that because even then I could not see the screen, the computer screen, because it really started affecting my limited vision. So after 2 years, I quit all jobs. I started being at home. So I do have worked in different areas like technology, and I have also traveled a lot. And so I use my cane to travel independently, or I take Ola to travel within city, or I travel with my wife. My wife drives, so we go in car. We enjoy. I love traveling, and we do have other friends who accompany us sometimes. So it's many difference to say. Yeah, so that really is a good part. And yeah, progressively I started losing vision, and my wife is like my everything. Thank you so much.
Great, sir. I think amazing story, not only inspiring, but this journey has a different shades from struggle to overcoming that hurdles, and how you have just not gave up all the times, and the traveling, a very unique hobby you have, sir. The next question I have, actually, in fact, all of us we thought sometimes, how do you communicate with people around you, like non-disabled people, uh, other people's, or suppose that if I come to your home, how can I communicate to you, how you will understand my questions and my version of what I want to ask you, what I want to discuss with you.
This is Sunil speaking. Good question. How do I communicate with hearing people? So I'm a deaf blind person. So before in school, I used to write and show, right? In English, I learned good English. I have to give it to the to the school. Good education. I learned English better. So I used to write in white paper and show it to the hearing person. So most of the time, that's the way I communicate, because I can't see their lips, or I'll ask them to write it for me, because sometimes they talk to me. So when they write, I again see it and understand what they want to talk. So white paper, pen, written communication works. So if there's no paper and pen, I sign, but most of the times they don't understand my signs. Just to ask the location, the address. So it's very difficult. So it's better to have sometimes accompanied by some person to go, travel. Also, there is palm writing, right? Like you can write on one's palm and make them understand this is my name and this is what I want. Just one few words. So that's one way I communicate. I teach them that when I meet the first time. So once they learn, I also teach them alphabets in finger spelling in sign language. So if they can finger spell for me like alphabets, and then I can hold their hands and get what they want to say, and I can also sign back. So I used to have this written communication in paper a long time, but you know, after so many years now, I think my vision is gone to an extent where I cannot do that. So I am now using my mobile, where I can change the color settings in my mobile, and I communicate with that. I keep the brightness to full, and I type what I want to say and I tell them. So it's not like your mobile, it's totally different. So it'll be completely in black background with white or dark color in highlights. So they understand my way of communication, and it's pretty easy to talk to them with phones nowadays. And yeah, that's about it.
Okay, great. uh, I think so. The next question I have for you, Sunil sir, as you shared your journey with us, it's really not only inspiring but have a lot of challenges in it. So we would like to know about, like, we the general community have a lot of misconception about deaf blindness. So can you tell us about, like, how you not only overcome these challenges, but how you fought against them, and your journey with SEDB, Society for Empowerment of Deaf Blindness.
This is Sunil speaking. So to answer your last question on SEDB, Society of Empowerment for Deaf Blind People, I joined in 2015. So we all know the founder of SEDB is Mr. Zamir Dalhe. So I met him in 2015. So he was a deaf blind person, and he was presenting in a huge forum. And when I look at him, like, I was so shocked, and I met him and I said that, I'm also a deafblind person and it's so amazing to see you. And then we started signing. We spoke a lot, and we both were equally talented. And we can connect in so many different things. And in 2015, and as the years passed, Zamir used to visit me in Chennai whenever he has a seminar or a presentation, or whenever he's speaking in any in Chennai forums. So every time he used to come here, we used to meet. And finally, in 2018, I joined as a board member of SEDB and also an advisor. So that's how we started with SEDB. So we do discuss about advocacy and how do we help deaf-blind people community in India, and uh, how do we support them to get jobs, to employment, and how do we provide them interpretation and teach them sign language and other communication methods. So because whereas the deaf community in India has one interpreter and all the deaf people can benefit from it, that's not the case for deaf blind people. We need interpreters for each and every one of them. So it's a different set of challenges, different set of accessibility needs that we have, but there's no voice. Our voice is not here. That's what we feel in India. The deaf blind people are usually hidden, and nobody are aware of this community. So how do we embark on this journey? So that would be a topic of discussion with Zamir Dalke, because we did not have proper funding. We did not get proper support from the government, though we were asking for it lot of times. So for the empowerment of deafblind people, deafblind community, so that we tried, we are working on it. SCTP is working on it, and a lot of assistive technology, assistive devices that we provide to deafblind people in India, because that helps them to be independent. So like braille displays that which they can connect to in their phones and communicate. So these devices are not available here. We get them from other countries like US, and we provide them for the deafblind people here. So I think more voice should be raised, more advocacy should be done in the deafblind people, because for the deaf community we have, but there is no category in Indian constitutional laws as deaf-blind. We do not have a category of or disability or identity, because there's lack of awareness, and I think the only way to raise that awareness is uh, creating that awareness by yourself. So that is one of the priority of SCDB, because as much as we raise the awareness, people will know and change will happen.
Great, sir. Absolutely. And you are also working for that, and your contribution towards this community is really inspiring. The next question I have, uh, so like we or like the community have a lot of misconception about blind people as well. Like they need constant support, and when we talk about deep blindness, people need that they need the like regular constant support. And so, what do you think, sir, upon it? Like, really, it is truth. Like the people with deep blindness, they really don't. They really need constant support.
This is Sunil speaking. Yes, there are a lot of misconceptions around people with deaf blindness. So, because hearing people usually see blind people who can speak, hearing people and blind, so they relate with that challenges often. But when they meet a deaf blind person, it's very confusing for them. How can they go by themselves? How can they be independent, right? So I think by the deaf blind person to communicate, first thing is literacy. He or she has to learn good language skills. So if he is going to be accompanied by a person, so if he has good literacy skills, if he can write and talk to hearing people, then he can go out by his own. If he cannot, then it's better to always have one person accompany if he want to travel. So that's what is very good for both set of people. I think more awareness and more hearing people knowing about deaf-blind people will, in turn, help us to be independent more.
Okay, great, sir. So, as you know, like that we are live on Facebook. So, the community and like people are viewing us on social media, Facebook. So they have a lot of questions to you, but I will try to summarize them and ask you in between. So we have one question right now for you because it is related to the discussion we are doing right now. So there is a question like how many deaf blind in India? Has any research or study available? If you can just explain in short.
In India, so a lot of deaf-blind people are in Bombay and Bangalore. Many deaf-blind people choose to live there because there are schools for deaf-blind in Bombay. So in Bombay and Bangalore, we have schools and other facilities for deaf-blind people. In school, they teach tactile sign language for the deaf-blind children, and that's very important. So then they identify themselves as deaf-blind people, and but in other states or other countries, we don't have actual numbers of deaf-blind. How many deaf-blind people are there? Because it's really you know because some people are having deafness and low vision. Some people are completely blind. So it's a big spectrum. So in Bombay and Bangalore, we have a huge population settled in, but not in the other cities. They're not identified.
Okay, thank you, sir. So we will take like one or two questions more because it is the time limit. So so next question for you. Yeah, so this is also a question from social media and similar to my question as well. So if we would like to initiate livelihood opportunity for the community, so we as idea like idea is working for the livelihood opportunities for this community, what should we do? And my question is added to this, like what are your suggestions for the people who are working for this community?
This is Sunil speaking. So if you want to help deaf-blind people, it's very important to learn that deaf-blind people has skill and they can be independent, and you have to help them to attain that education and also help them to be independent. That is very important. So deaf blind people can work. I mean, a lot of job opportunities. They can be a carpenter, they can be a painter, there can be so many other things. So if one way is to initiate job opportunities for them, trust them and provide job opportunities. With practice, they can live their life independently without anybody's support. And the next is to teach them braille and help them to learn braille displays, because with that they can understand computers, they can understand technology and how it works, can understand internet, because there's not much support that the government provide currently for all of this. In fact, they don't even categorize us as a deaf blind. We have deaf people, we have blind people. There's no deaf blind category in the government. we are not identified as of yet. So that leads to further challenges for us to get job, create that awareness. We should all do it by ourselves now. So that's the current state, and it's very important that you support.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Sunil sir. And the next question is actually the two questions combined. A questions has been asked on social media, as well as I wanted to ask. So the question coming from Facebook is, what is your dream? And I am adding my question to it is, like how independent you feel right now, and what is your dream? So these two questions combinedly. Uh, if you can just tell us in short, because we have a limited time and I have like one last question for you left.
This is Sunil speaking. Wow, you asked me how independent am I?
Yes, how independent you are right now, and what is your dream?
So I do have devices that can help me being independent. Like I have uh, lights and vibrating devices if someone is at the door, and even if I'm sleeping, I have a device next to me that will vibrate, or if my lights will flicker, so I know that someone's on the door. And like if my phone is ringing, or someone is at the door, I can have this alerting devices. I keep it under my pillow, and it helps me all the time. That devices like this helps me to be independent. It can kind of boost our confidence that we can live independently. Assistive devices is a key. And when I started losing my vision, I did not give up. I started using magnifier softwares to use computers, mobile phones. So there are a lot of assistive technologies that we can use. Can change the colors if we are not comfortable with certain colors. And going out, being independent, yeah, that is difficult, yes. And definitely, I learned using cane, using my own cane when I go out, and I understood how to use it. It took a while to practice, and finally I did. So I use Ola by myself. You know, I take Ola cabs to get dropped in the places I like, and I do travel by myself without any support. Sometimes I'm accompanied with my wife. That also happens. So it's both. I am independent, yes, definitely, and I love traveling. Like I said, to meet new people, to get new experience. That's that's something that keeps me going. I love to do that.
Great, great.
So you asked me about my dream. My dream is I wish to travel all around the world. I want to go on a world tour, visiting different countries. I want also to see different places, beautiful sceneries, natural places. I want to enjoy all of that. I wanted to talk in sign language, not in tactile, but in sign language. I want to see the signs again. I want to have a good job, and so that's my dream. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for sir for sharing with us. And really, actually, you are doing the same. Traveling is your dream, and you are traveling. You are just independently. You are feeling independent. That's your spirit, and that spirit motivate us as well, and lead us. Sir, we have very limited time to just explore your vast and very inspiring journey. But with the last question, I would like to know about, like, what would you say to all of us, the whole community, we are watching you on Facebook or our other social media platforms, uh, to be like how they can be more inclusive in the way to like simply talk to you, talk to a person who can't see, talk to a person who can't hear, talk to a person with a different type of disability. So what is your take on it? uh, we will conclude this session with your this remark. What you would like to what you are visualizing this world would like to be for more inclusion.
This is Sunil speaking. So there are a lot of deaf people who's interested in doing video calls, and they meet, catch up, and they talk, they sign, right? But if you see a life of a deaf blind person, it's very difficult. It's very small. We do chat with some of the people, and some people they don't know English. Some deaf blind people don't know a good spoken language like English or regional languages. It breaks my heart to think about it. So they wait for their turn. They wait days to talk to someone who can understand the language. So they don't get to see all the Facebook and social media. They don't get to hear the news all the time. It's always been requires support to understand. There should be an interpreter who should sign that information to them, and or they can talk to some few people who use um, similar braille devices. So that's the only way they get connected with the community. People like me who have low vision can text with my uh, mobile phones, changing the colors, etc. But still the world is very limited here, but we still cannot see and enjoy videos or pictures like you. So that is the huge challenge that we are facing. We require your support. We want you to be friends with us.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. And we are amazed to have you. And we would like to talk about your journey more. But in future, in some day, when we have a lot of time, thank you so much for joining us. And thank you so much for sharing your journey uh, broadly. And you just talked here with your open heart. Uh, we would like to thank for taking time out for all of us, and I would like to thank everyone who is watching us. And if you want to join with idea, that is inclusive Divyangjan Entrepreneur Association, this organization intensively works upon the inclusion and the entrepreneurship and employability of the person with disability, as an as advocacy, communication. We have incubation center, we have placement cell. So if you want to join us, if you want to reach out to us, you can simply reach out from this page, the Facebook page. We are on Insta as well. And if you want to call us, you can note our number. You can note our landline number, that is 011 4053 3505. So this is our landline number. You can reach us. Thank you so much, Sunil sir, for sharing your journey. And thank you so much, all of you, for watching this. Don't worry, take a break for few minutes. We are coming up with the next session with, it is a very interesting session actually. We are coming up with the blind cricketers and people associated with the blind cricketers associations, and we will talk about how they hit the wall when they don't see. So we are coming back right now. Thank you so much for watching us. Keep watching us and keep support us. Keep reaching out to us. Let's contribute towards making this world more inclusive. Thank you so much.